Hey Umbraco fans, in this video I'm going to continue showing you the data list editor from Contentment. It's like part 3 in this little sub-series of these videos. I'm going to jump back into what we were doing before. I've decided to use the JSON data source to show the grid editor that come with Umbraco. It's just because it's concise and it fits on the screen quite well. Okay, so currently we've got the checkbox list. But what I want to show you is the different types of let's go to the list. Show the different types of list editors that come with Contentment, checkbox, drop down, item list, item picker, and radio button list, and then show you that each one of these it can be hot swappable. So the checkbox list has some extra options. You can include like a check all at the top of the list, and you can also say you want it to show some icons. When configuring this, the JSON data source for the grid editors, they do have icons in there as well. So if I could save this and come back over here to reload this, you will see now it's got the icons as well. So if I pick a couple of these to save them, I want to show you that the data is saved and it's hot swappable. Okay, so if I remove this data list and say we don't want to have a checkbox list, we rather have, say, just a drop down list where we pick a single value. The options we have here is that you can allow an empty entry at the top of the drop down list. There's also a way to add HTML attributes as well. I won't go into it on this one. It's if you want to add like read only attributes and things. So I've swapped it over to a drop down list. If I reload this, what it will do is save the first value from that array, because obviously a drop down list can only have a single value. The value of the array is still underneath because I've not resaved over the top, but it just shows that if you were going to drop down to using from multiple values to just a single value, it will just use the first one. And there's no icons for a general drop down list for a select box in HTML, so it doesn't show those either. The next one that we've got, and I might just very quickly skip over the item picker because there's a bit more to that one that I'd like to show. The radio button list, again, you want to show icons. Data source can also have descriptions as well that can come through. So, but I've got no descriptions for this data source, so there's no point me showing it. So, because again for the radio buttons they can only store one value, so it's picked the first value from that array from the checkbox list. So it didn't do the others, but if it changed this round, it could do it. I won't save it because it's good to show you with the item picker. Item picker gives you kind of a more of Umbraco style UI editor, more like the content picker and some of the other places where you can pick multiple things in the Umbraco UI. If your data source doesn't have an icon, you can say you want it to have a default icon that you want to display, so that's quite useful. But these have their own icons here, so it's not used. You can pick what types of view you want inside the overlay panel when it comes. But I'll show what this looks like first, and then I can come back and look at the options. So when I reload this, because we picked 2 items before from the checkbox list, they're already populated, but now these are sortable if you need them to be sortable. If you click add, and I want to add one in, it will give them a list like this, but it will only add one at a time and then close the panel, which is fine. The other views that we had here for showing it like a grid, and this shows about 3 or 4 items per row. I put 3 or 4 because in one version of Umbraco it was 3 and another one it was 4. So yeah, it just means that they're shown in a more of a horizontal kind of flow way instead. So I can pick those. The other options that we have in here, I quite like this more than the others, is a way that if we look on here, the ones that we've picked don't show up in here because you've already picked them, but you can have a way to allow duplicates, and also another way to have multiple selections, and you can also disable the sorting as well. So if I come in and I've enabled all those features, what we get now is like little tick boxes, so we can add multiple ones, but also because I've said allow duplicates, I can add the duplicate ones in as well if I really wanted to. And that's the list editors that come out of the box with Contentment. There is a way to extend the data sources and list, which I will show in another video. Okay, thank you.